Hey, well, this is Zacchaeus with another live word of the day. God bless, God bless. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for tuning in. And those who've been consistently supporting me, I thank you so much for showing your love. And those who coming in for the first time, I thank you for tuning in. Well, today I want to discuss Generation Z. Now, Generation Z is young people that were born from 1997 to 2013. And they, some of them finding new ways to make income. They're not staying on their jobs like Generation X or baby boomers, like staying 25 years or 30 years on their jobs. They're finding many ways to make income, and they're finding it through social media. They're finding it through Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Reels, either doing ads doing Shopify and promoting ads on Facebook, or they're using TikTok to market products and to promote labels and products in TikTok, and they're making reels on TikTok and making an income on TikTok and Instagram as well. Instagram as well, they're making money on Instagram, and they're finding ways on YouTube to monetizing their YouTube channels to make money. There's many opportunities out there that young people are tapping into. So they're not. So if they don't like their job, you'd be lucky if they stay 5 years. You'd be lucky if they stay. You'd be lucky if they stay a year on their jobs. It's just if they don't like their job, they're leaving. They're leaving, and they find it too much, and and statistics say, and according to the sources, they say they're not really. If they're doing a job, it's only temporarily. They're not even going all out for the job. They're there, but they're not really there. They're there, but they're not really there. And because of the advancement of technology and AI, um, and they're finding new ways of making income. And not only that too, I'm going back to my time of when I was a real young dude. Going back to my time when they had in education in the schools, in the public schools, they had carpentry, they had cooking, they had mechanics, and out of the school for the past 30 years. Is over 30 years. They're taking that out of the schools, so they're not having basic skills, basic living skills, basic life skills. So, and college is optional now. Now, remember back in the days, it used to be you have to go to college. You have to go to college. Now it's becoming it's just becoming it's an option now, and because it's an option, trade schools are coming up, and trade schools like carpentry, trade schools like refrigeration, and certain trade schools, like basic needs, everyday needs that people need in the community is arise, and colleges is becoming a little bit more obsolete. It's not really. It's there if you want to do nursing. It's there if you want to do maybe some social work. It's there when you if you want to become a doctor. Yes, and if you looking into becoming a doctor or a nurse, but the advancement of technology, and if you want to get into education and start teaching, but the advancement of technology, AI is getting into the warehouses, going to be taking away some warehouse jobs. AI is going to be getting into nursing, into the nursing field, and maybe taking away some jobs in the nursing field. AI is getting into teaching, into the education field, where where even some teachers' jobs is like, okay, they're going to use in the artificial intelligence to be teaching students online, where the teachers, they're like, okay, we're getting paid more. We get the teachers, they gotta raise in their depending on the way you go, because even if you go to different states, teachers are not getting paid enough. So the rise of AI is taking over in a lot of industries, and but maybe possibly about 70% of young people will be going to jobs that's basically more more into making money, like cybersecurity, and maybe some trade schools they be tapping into. But AI is taking over. They're gonna be taking over the industry. They're gonna be taking over many industries and invading many industries. So in the future, a lot of people's jobs are in jeopardy. And as time goes on, as you can see, you really wonder if this system really cares about people feeding their families. Because if AI start taking over some jobs, how are people going to be able to put food on the table? How is that possible? If AI is taking over everything, not everybody wants to get into tap into computers and do computers. Although that's the wave and that's just the wave of the future. But ladies and gentlemen, we are living in these times where artificial intelligence is going to be just taking over a lot of industries. And shoot, you be even dating some humanoids. Those are the robots that look like almost like human, synthetic like human. So this is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's happening, and and as time goes on, AI is going to be just taking over a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember they talk about. I didn't even know what ChatGTP is and what AI is until I learned about it, and I was like, wow. So the amount of time where young people are gonna be not taking, they're not, if they don't like their job, and if they don't like the bosses that they work for, they're gonna say bye bye. And it's happening now, where Generation Z is getting jobs and when these only stay, you'd be lucky if they stay a year or 2 years, and they're leaving. Young people in their 20s, teenager to their 20s, they're leaving because they're finding opportunities. They're looking elsewhere to make money. College is not the end all do all anymore. It's just now college is an option now. It's been an option, but now it's even more of an option because the enrollment in colleges are low. I see it for myself. The enrollment of colleges is low. Trade schools are people are more want the income faster than getting and just sitting 4 years and racking up just debt. So people rather go for a trade school than just rack up debt. Why put yourself in debt if you could go to trade school and make six figures? Or go online and tap into an opportunity online and make passive income monthly compared to just sitting in college for 4 years and racking up debt, and then you're not then you're making 40 and 50,000 a year after you finish your college degree. You're not even guaranteed a job with your college degree. So it's all these things that Generation Z thinks about. And so why work so hard for 40, 25 years, making 40,000, and it's a possibility you could make 40,000 per month on certain jobs, on certain income streams and certain opportunities. I just the other day ran into some young people talking about getting into Airbnb, investing into Airbnb. Already at their age, talking about investing into Airbnb. Really, with this inflation, things are jeopardized. But with real estate, with certain things with real estate, it's a very lucrative business if you know what you're doing, and if you study it, and if you know what state you're going into. So this is why Generation Z is quitting their jobs and not really taking it serious, or they're not really into their jobs. And as time goes on, AI will be taking over a lot of jobs. Artificial intelligence, before you know it, will be in your house. It'll be taking over a lot of jobs, and a lot of industries will be affected by AI. I just recently did a video on Hollywood, how the writers are being taken over by GTP. So we got to be mindful of what's going on around us, and we got to learn how to be more self-sufficient. We have to learn how to make our own money. We got to learn how to make money for ourselves and advance ourselves with the times. Why? Because it's happening around you. Because your job could be affected. Your job, your source of income could be threatened. And if you're not careful, if you're not careful, and if you're industry, into the clerical industry, and you're into the medical billing, clerical, anything like secretarial or clerical industry, these are things to think about. Because as you can see, the system is changing and the technology advances every year. It seems like it advances. Even with your phones, your very cell phone, every minute you gotta buy a new cell phone. And the iPhones are very expensive. Every minute, every time you turn, every year, a year pass by, 2 years pass by. Why is it? You gotta buy a new cell phone. Same thing with technology. It advances all day. They're just improving it all the time. Sooner or later, the old phones you kept for 5 years, it will be obsolete because they won't be able to update on your phones. Like how you will be able to update on your phones now, you won't be able to update on your phones. You have to buy a new phone. And as things get more expensive, Generation Z is trying to find new ways. Even listen, I'm not Generation Z, but even me, I'm finding new ways of making income. Why? Because things are getting more expensive, ladies and gentlemen. Things are getting more, and putting yourself in debt in college is just not the way to go now. And people are finding new and better ways of making income, maybe a year and a 2 year span. The time that they spend in college, not to knock college, but the time that you spend in college. Unless you become, this is only for certain careers. Unless you're going into nursing, or you're trying to become a doctor, which is needed, or you're trying to maybe, possibly teach or social work. Where AI is even tapping into that field too. But if you're getting into that, then you need of course you need school. But even with that, people are gonna be finding they're gonna be finding this future in the future to be finding new ways of getting. Nobody wants to work so and bust their brains and work so hard to just make 40 and 50,000 a year and 60,000 a year and struggling with a boss that you just don't like, and you just don't like it if you, and I'm telling you. So I'm gonna share this clip real quickly. I'm gonna share this clip with you, and check it out, y'all. Tell me what you think.
We're aware of the options that we have.
The amount of options 17, 19, 22-year-olds have going into the world, and they're aware of it, of how easy it is to make $60,000 a year flipping on eBay, making content on TikTok. There are so many more options than what we grew up with if you're over 35 here.
Gen Z grew up with the internet. We know that we can make 40, 50K a year flipping stuff. I know that I can go private label product right now and make 40K if I need to. I know that if I keep grinding on social media for the next 3 years like I've been doing right now, I'll be making 6 figures or more. If you're an employer, your measly 40K a year is not going to keep people working for you if they hate what they do and they hate working for you. Young people, we're aware of the options that we have.
The amount of
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. If you, and that's it's true. If they can make 40K per month and 10K per month and 7K per month, and you're working 40 hours a week, 40 hours a week, and you're only your income is only 50,000 a year, and you don't like your job, why? They're saying why that's obsolete. Why you have to go to a job and suffer that way? Why not hustle with my social media platforms, my YouTube platform, my Facebook Marketplace platform, and I can make much more, much more. And I can make, even if I can share content, and I love sharing content. If I can make much more with my content, why not? And this is why Generation Z is quitting their jobs. This is why Generation Z is quitting their jobs. Think about it. Now, the live word of the day is coming out of Genesis 49, verses 1. Then Jacob calls his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you what may happen to you in the days to come. Well, this is Zacchaeus with another live word of the day. God bless, and thanks for tuning in. If you like what I shared, smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel, Zacchaeus Gospel. Be safe out there. Peace and blessings, and thanks for listening.